Today we have the solve of the mini-series Scorpio box, and I think it's best if we solve this with the lid off. So I'm going to remove the lid. Now, some of you told me that this puzzle was very difficult and others thought it was really easy. And I think the reason why is the tolerances of your tiles. This one is very sensitive to the brick tolerances. So you can see when this lime tile is in that starting position, this is blocked, and if it slides over, it's still blocked. So this puzzle is largely dependent on how much resistance this lime tile gives. Okay, so for example, if we press these two in, it slides this middle piece over, and it also slides the blue one out. But if I press in on this side, if it moves this lime tile over, then it was an easy solve. If it is able to withstand the resistance of these two, of the orange and of the magenta, then it will be a difficult solve. We'll see what it gives us. So it mostly slid over the line piece, and it pushed out this one. It barely pushed out the magenta at all. So now when I slide it back, that is still partially blocked, but you can envision a scenario where it pushes it all the way over, and then I can win easily. Essentially what we want to have for this puzzle is light resistance on these outer tiles and strong resistance on this inner lime tile. These were all made with new tiles, so I'm just going to substitute some tiles that are used for these, and I'm going to have these outer tiles be ones that have low resistance. That means they can slide very easily. And the inner one I'm going to have with high resistance. So I've found the new tiles actually do have a lot of resistance, but I've also found that these transparent tiles provide more resistance than those colored ones. So I'm going to use that. And I'm just going to replace these plates just so that these tiles aren't popping off every time. Okay, I just replaced that navy tile with the magenta tile. All right, so when I press this one in, if it slides the magenta one out, that's ideal. If it slides this orange one over, that's less than ideal. So let's see what happens. All right, so push the magenta one out. So now it's still difficult to solve. When I push it back, it might have either one resistor or two. And if I push this one over, if it pushes these ones out, it will be a difficult solve. If it pushes this orange one over, it will be an easy solve. So let's look. A little bit of both, kind of half and half. It pushed out this one just a tiny bit. So now I still wouldn't be able to solve it because that one would be blocking. So I reset that one over. So now if I am trying this front one, it's still blocked. And this is the push that can be the most tricky because it has two resistors versus one. So that time it pushed out this one, but also slid that one over. That would allow me to win. Basically, the goal of this one in my mind was that this one would only move when I held in this magenta tile, so that when these were pressed like this, it's blocked. That one allowed for it to do it. Let's just change out this tile and see if that makes a difference. So there we go, that pushed both of them out instead of moving the orange. So basically, the goal was that when you press this one, it's pushing those ones out. When you press this, it's still blocked, or if you press both of them, it's still blocked, and that it's always blocked. And you're like, how can I solve this when it's always blocked? And the answer is that you hold in one of these tiles. So I'm gonna hold in this magenta side while I'm pressing this one. And now that allows that to shift over because I've provided the resistance. And then when I press in this blue one, now the pathway is clear. So that was the intended solution for this, is to have to hold in one of the sides. It's also possible if you do it from the other direction. So let's say I do it from here. I hold in this tan colored one. Now I can shift that over and shift it back to win. But as you can see, it's largely dependent on the tiles that are used and their sensitivities. So hopefully you enjoyed Scorpio Puzzle Box. If you did, hit that like button and stay tuned for more puzzle boxes.